Welcome to Friday Night Fever for the Week 14 edition, Emily. Week 14. I am Avery Hilliard.
And I'm Emily Leonard. Tonight, there were North and South half championship games happening all across the state.
Yeah, we had a big one here in the All-America City. Oxford versus Tupelo out there on Renaissance Field for the game of the week. So let's get to these highlights to see who won in this big matchup.
The Friday Night Fever Game of the Week is sponsored by Game Day Haircuts.
The 7A North Half Championship took place on the blue turf tonight. Oxford versus Tupelo, and you can see Oxford student section amped up for this game. Let's get to the lights, though. First quarter, Blue Wave ball number 29. Kylan Bobo easily finds his route up the middle to the Golden Wave end zone. Y'all hear that crowd cheering, and you see his teammates coming over to celebrate with him. Let's go. They're excited, and they're ready. And you know what else gets a celebration? It's going to be a field goal that's made. Yes, this was good. Score 7-0 Tupelo. And the Golden Wave flags are waving. But don't wave the flags too long, though, because the Chargers respond. Number 13, Knox Kiffin, gets the snap, runs to the pile a bit, and then looks to his right and throws to number 88, Kevin Smith, who was en route to the end zone. And he says peace to the Tupelo players, but a flag is thrown for that. But their PAT would be, it's good. Scored 7-0. And we have a game, ladies and gentlemen. Second quarter, Golden Wave ball, J.J. Hill trying to do what he does best, but he is going to be taken down and the ball is stripped. Yes, stripped from his hands. We have a fumble. And who recovers? The Chargers, who are charged up. Yes, they are. And look at those sidelines. They are hyped. Still in the second, Chargers ball. Kiffin going to get the snap. He reads the field, runs to his right, and launches a deep one to the end zone. And that is number 12, Kingston Gregory, with a nice catch. Chargers being charged up to the fullest. Yeah, they were hyped. Their extra point was no good, though. Scored 27 for Oxford. Now, who ended up becoming the 7A half, North half champs? It is your Tupelo Golden Wave. It was scary at the end, y'all. Final score, Tupelo 21, Oxford 20.
What a game. Kosciusko Whippets are in Louisville taking on the Wildcats. Straight to it, Kosciusko quarterback Caden Wade sends it to Ladarian McBride, who only makes it a few strides forward before the Wildcats' Jamarian King takes McBride down. The Whippets trying to work their way down the field. Wade passes to McBride. Again, McBride is stopped, but with less time to move. And unfortunately, yeah, he ends up with an injury. The Whippets continue. Here's a great pass. Jabari Pierce, the crowd, yeah, they are loving it, but unfortunately, an incomplete pass. So very close to the end zone. So at this point, the Whippets, yeah, they're going to go for a kick. Here it is. Kick and, yeah, it's good. At halftime, the score, Wildcat 0, Kosciusko 3. Kosciusko has only lost one game this season. Louisville lost 2. This is a rematch from earlier this season where Kosciusko lost to Louisville by 5 points. It's Kosciusko that headed to the state championships. Final score on this one, Kosciusko 17, Louisville 7.
All right, our next game, Calhoun City. They're going to square off with Biggersville. And the winner will play next week in Starkville for a 1A state title. Quarterback Harlan Pittman hands off to Demarius Pittman for a 7-yard gain. And the Calhoun City fans, yeah, they like that. Look at your screen. Harlan Pittman drops back and connects with Jalen Jackson right there for that touchdown. 2-point was good. 8-0 Calhoun City. Biggersville, we're going to have them coming up. Quarterback Zay Mays, he's going to drop back, fires out to Brooks Diego for a tackle at the 5-yard line. That's right there. And then coming up, Zay Mays calls his own number to the right side. And it's going to be a touchdown, Biggersville, extra point. It's no good. 6-8 Calhoun City. Harlan Pittman, he's going to come up right here, and he's going to roll right. Throws back left, wide open in the end zone to Shane Farmer. Touchdown, Wildcats. Head coach M.D. Jennings likes that. Let's take a look at their final score. Calhoun City, 36. Biggersville, 14.
All right, lots of other North half final scores for you tonight. Kemper County Wildcats in Webster County taking on the East Webster Wolverines. Final score from Maben, East Webster 21, Kemper County 14. Holmes County Central Jaguars were in Titletown taking on the West Point Green Wave. Final score in that 5A North half, Holmes County 6, West Point 20. And it was a Tiger rematch in Montgomery County, Noxubee County taking on Winona. Final score there, Noxubee 54, Winona 21.
Now, if we miss any scores, don't hesitate to message us and let us know, because even though it's towards the end of football season, we still want to showcase a lot of these teams as much as we can.
Yeah, and speaking of showcasing, we love to showcase our cheerleaders and our bands. This week's Band of the Week, the Tupelo High School Golden Wave.
The Friday Night Fever Band of the Week is sponsored by Northeast Mississippi Community College.
Thank you to the Oxford High School Chargers cheerleaders. You all look very warm and you sounded good. It was loud out there. The student section had speakers and more for this game, but I was definitely dressed for the cold.
I know.
Because it was cold. They weren't. They had no shirts.
Okay, well, that's just high school students.
That's high school students.
Yeah, absolutely. But those outfits, man, those cheerleaders definitely needed. I saw you bundled up out there. I don't blame you. It was a cold evening, and you know what else they needed? A breakdown of the playoff games. Let's check out to see what's going on next.
Yes, in the 1A matchup, the Calhoun City Wildcats will take on the Simmons Blue Devils. The Blue Devils were in the state finals last year, but came up short against Baldwin. For 2A, East Webster will face off against the reigning 2A champs, the Heidelberg Oilers. And in 3A, it's going to be an all-out cat fight as the Noxubee County Tigers will take on the Raleigh Lions.
And when it comes to the 4A matchup, the Kosciusko Whippets, they're going to be headed into their first state title game since 1996, so you know they want this one bad. But they have to go through the Columbia Wildcats to secure that title. 5A, the Green Wave from Titletown, taking on Brookhaven Panthers. We don't have anyone local in a 6A matchup, but in 7A, we have the reigning champs, the Tupelo Golden Wave. They're going to take on the Gulfport Admirals. A lot of exciting games happening. There's going to be at Davis Wade Stadium in Starkville next week, so the action definitely doesn't stop.
Yeah, we've got a full breakdown of when the championship schedule will be on our website, WTVA.com.
And of course, stay with us if you missed the beginning of our broadcast. A very exciting day in Starkville because Egg Bowl Day.
Yes, I was there bright and early and cold. But we've got a quick recap of that Egg Bowl, and that's
Hey everyone, welcome back. Thank you so much for staying up with us tonight. Rivalry week, for those of you who don't know, maybe you've been under a rock. Your number 7 Ole Miss Rebels and Mississippi State Bulldogs, they took to the turf today to duke it out.
Yeah, the game was the 98th battle. Oh my goodness, that's a long time of the Golden Egg. Since the two schools started playing for the trophy in 1927, I wasn't even thought of. I wasn't.
Oh, me neither.
Well, Ole Miss is leading in winning these games, you all, and they're going to keep that trend going. The Rebels beat the Bulldogs 38-19, and I was there to witness it all in the cold.
In the cold, and of course, those loud cowbells as well. Ole Miss quarterback Trinidad Chambliss had his best passing performance as a Rebel. He had 359 yards, 4 touchdowns on a 23-34 passing line, and he That was his 7th 300-yard passing game in 10 starts this season.
That's
he
amazing.
had a good one.
He did. Then Keywan Lacey is the first Rebel ever with 20 rushing touchdowns in a season, and he is now one of only 12 rushers in the SEC history to do so, and Ole Miss reported that. Now, there were more players who did great things too and added to that Ole Miss history chart, but we do not have the time to bring all that up because Ole Miss is always doing great things. But again, congratulations to the Ole Miss number 7. Let me give them some respect, Ole Miss Rebels.
And until next year's Egg Bowl, we'll see where the trophy will be. But for right now, it's going to be in Oxford.
It is. It is. It's going to be a great time. Hotty toddy. Thank you all so much for joining us for WTVA 9 News at 10 and for Friday Night Fever. We hope you all have a great and safe and warm evening.
Good night.